Now, who is BGP?
BG Promotions is a digital marketing brand company. I build digital platforms and I help small businesses maintain them as well as build their social media platforms.
What's your ideal client?
My target audience is either 50 and older or people who don't have time for their marketing and branding, or they don't understand it.
They don't understand what?
They don't understand how to market their brand. They don't know what to do, how to spend the money on getting the brand results. And that's why they hire me.
Do you prefer to teach or do you prefer to do it yourself?
I am in the process now of teaching people how to do it because we're in a self-taught season. And so now I want to teach people how to market their own brands. And then they'll understand how to spend their money, where to spend it, and on who to spend it. Everybody, welcome. I am so excited. You are in for a treat. Y'all, welcome to the Rustin Lorde podcast premiere. And listen, y'all, share this live. Share with your family, share with your friends. Let them know we are live. I'm getting ready to go into a commercial, but when we come back, we're going to introduce you to the legendary herself, community activist herself, Darlene Hudson, y'all. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Went to tell y'all and our promotional partners, we got Miko Evans and Maurice Robinson Cook along with Darlene. Y'all, welcome. So before we even get started, I want all of y'all to introduce yourself. We're gonna start with you, uh, before I bring on the legendary Darlene, we're gonna start with Miko. Let's start with you first. Come on and tell everybody who you are.
Greetings to our viewing audience. My name is Miko Evans, and I'm the founder and executive producer of Meak Productions Incorporated. That's MEAK as in kite, Productions with an S Incorporated. We're the world's first LGBTQ exclusive talent agency and production company. And this year, actually starting spring of this year, we'll be celebrating our 20th conceptual anniversary. So feel free to visit our website. All of the information should be located at the bottom of this screen. Looking forward to this interview. I'm glad to be on your podcast, girl.
Yes, me too. I'm excited. I mean, this is so huge. I was just on Miko's podcast a few days ago with Darlene. That was a great experience. I'm going to also reshare that as well. I'll get that video from you later on.
Yeah.
Also, next we have Maurice Robinson. Go ahead. I'm going to single you out as well.
Maurice.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, BG, for this fine presentation. I am Maurice Robinson Cook. I am the owner and founder of EM Designs Group. We're a full-fledged advertising design agency, both print and web. I'm so happy to be here. So glad to see how yet another member from our community, being BG, has taken us, the Rustin Lorde, to yet another level. This platform is fantastic, and it's amazing to see the growth in these years that we've been working on this. And so I'm excited to celebrate us this year, coming out of COVID, and we're back. And I'm looking forward to what's in store for us. So this is great. And thank you so much for the invite. Looking forward to it.
Yes, Maurice, thank you so much. I'm glad to have you here. I've been waiting for this moment to work with you over these years. And so God got something planned for us in this future. So I'm looking forward to it. Amen. Now, next, final, the legendary. Come on, Darlene, tell everybody who you are.
Well, I'm Darlene Hudson. I am one of the co-founders of the Rustin Lorde Breakfast, and that's after Bayard Rustin, of course, Audre Lorde, and also co-founder of the Southern Unity Movement, which hosts the breakfast each year. So I'm excited to be here. I ditto everything that Maurice and Miko have said. I'm excited because this is moving us forward, and it's important that there be movement. We're the Southern Unity Movement, but it's important that we do things like this level of technology and engagement, being able to reach people from all all kind of places across the country. So I'm excited to just be here, and thank you, BG, for coming on, for answering the call and saying yes. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And I am happy to be here. I know we've been talking about it for years, saying you would tell me, I'm gonna work with you with something. I'm telling you, I got something, and it's time. And this is the perfect platform to be for us to keep to talk about it on, because even when this live is over, this video is still going to be present and relevant on your platforms. And we're not only on just the Rustin Lorde platform, we are streaming live from LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch. Those are our big areas. So you'll have other areas for people who are not on social media. YouTube is one of the best places to share that link with, and they can go right to it. And so without further ado, we're here for a major event on Monday. And listen, Darlene, let's talk about Rustin Lorde. Let's let everybody know about the history.
Okay. Well, and of course, Maurice and Miko can chime in at any point as well. But, we chose to honor the work of Rustin Lorde initially. It started out as just a gathering in the parking lot, pouring coffee and, trying to stay warm, getting ready for the MLK March, way back even before my time of coming on board. And I remember going to the MLK March and, stopped by the, what they call the old United Methodist building. And Craig Washington was there, and he, was, again, providing coffee and donuts, a few pastries for people. And I told him, I said, I believe we can step this up. And from there, we put our minds together and created the Rustin Lorde Breakfast. And it was truly a community affair. We had people donating food. Real Bluebird donated grits. Phil over at Radio donated meats. Flying Biscuit came in and provided, bread products. Metrotainment was on board providing, different type of baked goods until we had us a breakfast. I remember Marissa making pancakes one year in the kitchen at St. Mark. So it has been an event that has grown. Now, later years, we thought that it would only be right, of course, after being approached by our sister friend, Marianne Adams, to include the name of Audre Lorde. Audre Lorde, what I really embraced about her was her whole theory around difference and the importance of inclusion, the theory of inclusion and embracing differences, and the role that she played in the civil rights movement, in the feminist movement, to ensure that women of color were included at the table as a part of the planning, not just to be talked about. Bayard Rustin, for those who are not familiar, there are several books that are out on him, a couple of films too, I think that you can probably get through YouTube. One in particular, Brother Outsider, is a great book to read. But Bayard Rustin is the architect and behind the civil rights movement. He also played a very key role as the organizer of the 1963 March on Washington. So we have an openly gay Black man organizing in the 60s for what was one of the greatest marches of our history, where Dr. King gave his speech, I Have a Dream. Bayard Rustin also played a role in introducing King to the teachings of Gandhi around peace. Because, this was a very volatile time. People were shooting, people were bombing, and people in this movement wanted to protect King and carry, weapons. But Bayard Rustin was able to, share the teachings of Gandhi around peace. And from there, King began and his advisor began to develop a peace movement. So there's a lot of rich history there that we should be very proud of. A lot of good work has taken place. And these two people that we choose to honor are more than worthy of this type of, I want to say national attention, because there's some things happening on a national level that our dear friend Mandy Carter is leading in terms of like postage stamps, monuments, buildings being named after Rustin. So we're just glad to have been a part of the dialogue and bringing forth the history of this out Black gay man, as well as this Black lesbian warrior poet. If y'all ever read any of Audre Lorde, she's pretty fierce with that pen. So that's what kind of started us. That's what we kind of embraced, and that's where we have grown and continue to grow. And a couple of years ago, we thought in order to be able to do business, we should go ahead and become an organized organization. And that's where the Southern Unity Movement comes into play. And so we host this event yearly. And this is as I've been corrected, the 22nd year, not the 21st year.
That's right. 22 years. So, wow, 22 years. And then I do know that's around, Maurice, you started around that time?
Oh, yes. I'm one of the original members of Rustin Lorde. And as Darlene was stating, we first started, we were in the parking lot, downtown Atlanta, right across from, was that Central Park? Right there off of Peachtree Street. And so I remember, first I'll be remiss not to bring in the name and the energy of one fabulous person, Tony Daniels. That Tony Daniels would get us together in that parking lot. He didn't care how cold it was. He said, come on, and we got to do this. And so everybody, it was a community effort. You would bring hot chocolate, some donuts, and some cups, and then we did this. And I remember bringing like a little laptop and some portable speakers. We got music, and we did that. And as a community, it grew into what it is now. But I'm so proud of those humble beginnings of how everybody came together. There was no money involved. Nobody got paid, but everybody worked hard though. And
Wow.
so I'm so excited about that. And so to see where we're at today and think about where we came from, how we started, and all this really came on. I remember Tony was so clear and he just was so sincere around all of us coming together and doing this work. And there were no big eyes, there were no little U's. It was just us together as family. So I really like that.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yes,
And
it is.
Miko, you have too been around as well.
I have, like I stated on my, on my talk show that you was a part of, that one of the biggest blessings about the Rustin Lorde Breakfast and the whole movement. And before I forget, Maurice, thank you for that tidbit, because I didn't even know Tony Daniel was involved. So yeah, we speak his name. Because we go way back too. I mean, Tony, met me when I was a senior in high school, and he was still working at Macy's in Lenox. So that's how far back we go. You know what I'm saying? So, but one of the things that I really appreciate about that movement is because, like I said, like we talked about on the show, when we was growing up, there was no education about Bayard Rustin. He was like, this hidden secret. And we didn't even hear about Audre Lorde. I didn't start hearing about these names till after I graduated high school, to let the importance of, including these figures in education and in the educational system. And so it was through this movement that I found out about it. And as a matter of fact, what I loved about this is that you all, y'all groups were actually really the first LGBT presence that was a part of the MLK Holiday March. You know what I'm saying? Us 22 years ago. So, I mean, just that impact and the dent that you all put in the March just by being present and letting everybody know that, hey, we're here. It was gay figures that helped to, organize the march, as well as be a strong counsel for nonviolence, to Dr. King and the King family. So, just this movement alone was a blessing to me, and me educating myself about Bayard Rustin and his contribution. So I really appreciate the leadership of Darlene, the contributions of Maurice, and everybody else involved, both past and present. So, I'm proud to see that this movement is still continuing. It is still needed. Those of you that are watching now, please continue to support the Rustin Lorde Breakfast, so that we can continue to have this event every year. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes resources. Right. Come on, Darlene. It takes resources to get this right.
And we have a comment from one of our viewers, Tisa Edge, asked, any pictures or videos of the beginning?
We do have, we was the first media partner to come in to provide video. And I think we do have the first video footage of the Rustin Lorde Breakfast. This was, I think, back in 2012, and it's on our YouTube channel. And this was when y'all was still at the is that St. Mark United Methodist Church in Midtown?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
That was in 2012. So that was our first time being media sponsors for the event. And so we did video coverage there.
Okay.
Also, I would like to add to that too is that Alvin Agarat has some videos of us too. So some of that is on our southernunity.org website. Mm-hmm. You can go there and see it. There's a video of the march, of us marching with the banner down Peachtree Street. Mm-hmm. And also there's some videos of some earlier breakfasts that we had too. But we still need to gather more of the information and post on our website.
Yeah, so we can get them on the platforms. Oh yeah.
And I'll send you the link, the links and stuff, Maurice, when you get a chance. Y'all can have all of our footage as well.
So before you speak, we're going to go to a commercial. I got a couple of commercials. Hold that thought. I'm going to play Meak Productions. I'm going to play one of your commercials, EM Designs Group, so you guys can see about our other promotional partners and what we are also doing in our business. So hold on one second here. I'm going to start with you, Miko. Give me 1 second.
Appreciate you.
No, appreciate you.
Need to find work? Then visit our professional website with a list of job opportunities. We are designed to provide you with the best jobs to meet your needs. Every one of our professionals has acquired years of experience, which ensures you get the very best. Our experienced staff are waiting to hear from you and answer any specific questions that you may have on how we can help your job needs. Just visit our website, apply for one of our job opportunities by filling out an application, and someone from our team will contact you and let you know your next steps in the process. Let us help you. We are committed to the highest levels to have you working immediately. Apply now.
When my life influencer, Tisa Edge, says, hire your weakness so you can focus on your strengths. That means if marketing is not in your niche, you need to hire someone that can handle your marketing while you can focus on your passion and your dream. That means hire BG Promotions, Inc. to handle your marketing. BG Promotions, Inc. Through me, they see you. It's go time. Thank y'all.
Great job. That was fantastic.
Thank you. So excited. I love this platform. Thank y'all for being here. And the purpose is this: we wanted to bring awareness to everyone. We want y'all to come on out on Monday, which is MLK. And we are looking for volunteers. That was the last video or commercial. We are doing good gathering volunteers, but we are definitely in need of more. I'm going to put that banner up with the link. And let's see here. There we go. There go the volunteer link there. If y'all can capture that link. It actually is a short link. When you go to it, you'll be able to fill out the form. They have all of the questions, and then, we're looking forward to it as well. And if you haven't already, want you to go ahead and RSVP as well. We are looking forward to a great turnout. So definitely capture the RSVP information here, and you can always come right back to this channel and get that information again.
The biggest thing, Darlene, before you actually come on, one of the things that I want to stress to the viewing audience is that this is really going to be an awesome experience, because this is going to be the first public event for the Rustin Lorde Breakfast since the pandemic. So, they had one, of course, virtually online, and then they skipped another year. So this is going to be actually the first breakfast since the pandemic. So this is going to be like a family reunion. So this is going to be the first time that many of us in the community have gathered together in this nature for MLK holiday. So it's going to be beautiful, and we're really looking forward for you all to coming out and enjoy as we, invoke our ancestors, honor the spirit of the King family, as well as, the legacy of Bayard, Rustin, and Audre Lorde, and many others, of course. So yeah, it's going to be wonderful. Go ahead, Darlene.
It's just a little bit that I want to make mention. Maurice, being able to provide that history, it's important for people to understand that just because when you get started is not when the history starts. And thank you, Maurice, for bringing that up about Tony Daniels, because certainly that was before my time, because I actually caught up with it at the Civic Center. So, so yeah, I appreciate that as an informative moment, even for me. I always knew that there was more history to this whole piece, but and certainly to where we have grown now. So I think it's important that we just highlight that people understand just because where you entered the picture is not always where the history begins. There's history even before then. So thank you, Maurice, for sharing that, as well as you, Miko. The other piece that I wanted to just talk briefly about as we talk about the MLK weekend, there was and the march and participating in that. I remember my first time seeing Black gay people like in a march out, open, moving around with everybody. I thought, wow. And I remember it was Antonio Jones, Gail Booker, and some other people whose names I didn't know, but those two stayed with me. And so that really moved me to become more involved, which eventually led to us attending. Craig and I were invited to attend the King March committee meeting that was being organized by the Reverend James Orange, who was a civil rights icon, who actually was an aide to Martin Luther King. And I mean, I'm just going to tell you, this man did not mix words. He made sure that everyone who was there, homophobic and all, that they knew that, hey, these people are part of our community. They are us, and we won't have that in here. And so he stood up for us. And I remember, because it was kind of scary at first, because I didn't know, I don't want to be beat down and talk, but I went, and encouraged and attended. And so that was he since passed away, and then it was turned over to his daughter Jamida, who we will be honoring in our souvenir booklet. And Jamida just passed about 3 weeks ago, about 2 months ago. Wow. And just a couple of days ago, her mother passed away. So I want people who are listening to keep the Orange family in your prayers. There will be a march; it will continue on, but of course, them not being there is gonna create some very heartfelt moments, and people are grieving their loss. But I thank God for James Orange, Reverend James Orange, and his knowledge of Bayard Rustin and his willingness to say, listen, come to the table, tell us about what you want to do. Let's see what we can do to help you all out. He gave us our first space. Our very first, not the AIDS Survival Project, but when we went to the to City Hall, Reverend Orange worked all that out for us behind the scenes so that we could utilize that space, because again, we were growing. We had actually outgrown the basement of the AIDS Survival Project, if you guys can remember back when we had that organization. Wow. So I just wanted to chime in with that little historical piece, the connection with the King March, MLK March Committee. And a lot of our information is also displayed on their website as well. So, yeah.
So Tisa says, first she said, that's good, Darlene, preach to the people. And then she said, she should have been up here hosting, because she is so funny. And this is what she does well. And then she says, your YouTube link to the historic video that Meak Production mentioned as well. So
provided that in the chat box. So just copy and paste.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's your channel.
That's the channel. And I think when she goes to the channel, she should be able to type in the search box that says what Rustin Lorde, because I'm trying to find out if this is in a playlist, because I think we did like a greatest hits or something like that. So it's somewhere in there. You'll find it.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah, the best of Rustin Lorde breakfast coverage. Yeah.
The 18th annual. Well, you I see a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on for a minute. Let me see if I can copy this playlist directly. Hold on. Let me see. I think I can copy
wow. This. Yeah, I see he has a whole list, y'all. Really.
Yeah, I have a whole list.
I put in, matter of fact, I can just bring that here, and then you can just look at it. Everybody can look at it with me. But I pulled up your playlist here. Okay. You got the 18th annual Rustin Lorde breakfast in 2019 live. You have the 2013 part 1.
And part 2.
Part 2. The 10th annual episode, that's 2020.
Mhm.
and then what we just did, and then the Black History, Black America, Gay America.
So
So
yeah, it's so either one of those. Yeah, she can just go to the plate. Yeah. and just
So
type
how
it up.
about this
the
one?
same
How
mark.
about this one? Let me see.
You can try that one.
Can y'all hear? Y'all can hear that?
Yes.
I ain't seen this in so long. Oh my God. To show you how far we've all come. Greetings to our viewing audience and welcome to another edition of Meak Pro Media live on location. We're here at the 11th annual Bayard, Rustin, and Audre Lorde Breakfast, which has been going on for many years, right here at the St. Mark United Methodist Church in Midtown Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to be giving you some brief coverage of the actual breakfast as well as the speakers that's going to be featured on this morning on this Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, special holiday in tribute to King and the King family, as well as to Bayard Rustin, who is the official organizer of the March on Washington, which is celebrating 50 years of the actual organization of the March on Washington and the I Have a Dream speech. We're going to give you some brief cameo interviews with the organizers of the Bayard Rustin and Audre Lorde Breakfast, as well as some of our guests. So please stay tuned. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Them lines. Look at them lines.
You see them lines?
Amazing.
Some of the figures are still here and some have gone on.
Okay.
So we're going to move forward this morning onto our next part, and we're going to pour what is known as libation.
SisterSong.
And libation is an African, and it's done in many other cultures in different ways, and it's called different things. But it's a way to bring the energy, to bring the life force, to bring the wisdom of our ancestors, those who have gone on before us, into the space that we are in today. So simply, what we have here is water. We then pour water, as we call those names of our ancestors, those folks that we want to bring into the room today, back to the earth. And then we actually, after we say that, we say Ashe, meaning and so it is, meaning that we are confirming and affirming that they are with us here this morning. And so this is a part for everyone, that everybody can participate in, for us to put those names, to bring those spirits, those ancestors into the space with us this morning. And so we will start.
Get it, y'all.
That Monica do dancing too.
Yeah, mine does it all.
Girl.
Thank you.
And now, therefore, be it resolved that the 12th annual Bayard Rustin Audre Lorde Breakfast is organized for the great work that they do. Signed, the Fulton County Board of Commissioners and Joan Gardner. And Joan is not here. She is at home ill. So let's send some good healing vibes her way so she can feel better. Ashe.
Welcome to the 12th annual Bayard Rustin Audre Lorde Breakfast, Reimagining the Dream. We are so glad you're here. Give yourselves some applause. Thank you for showing up. My name is Craig Washington, and along with Darlene Hudson, actually, we co-founded this event. And so I want to start actually by thanking some folks. That's key. Got to show some appreciation. And I would really like to begin by thanking the planning committee that worked so hard to put this event together.
All right, y'all.
Great.
This is, look, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these comments that we got coming in. Let's see.
That means that Tisha, I saw the comment that she had that posted.
She said,
She
yes.
did not know.
She said, wait, what? So are y'all saying an openly gay man organized a historic march on Washington?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
And
ma'am.
Claudette Everett
Yeah.
came in and said yes.
Yes,
And
yes,
then
yes.
Tisa said, is this what I can expect to see at this year's breakfast?
Yeah.
And then some.
And then some.
All right. This is, I'm
Now
excited.
check that out now, because at your earliest convenience, teacher, and anybody else that's watching, if y'all go to our when you do go to our YouTube channel, and when you see the progression from St. Mark and then to the Loudermilk Center, which is where we'll be at this coming Monday, you will see. You thought the line was long then. It has tremendously grown. That's why we had to get an even bigger facility. At the downtown Loudermilk Center and stuff, which is going to be very exciting. Yeah.
She said, oh, hold up.
No.
I need this interview. I got questions.
We have answers.
Right.
We have
plenty of answers.
Yeah, yes. She is bad at this. This is what she does well. I really can't wait because we're going to a whole nother level to get. So I cannot wait because now y'all gonna have to come back and have this interview with her, and it's gonna be totally different. Because it's gonna be totally different.
She need to go ahead and RSVP so she can go ahead and just do all of that at the breakfast.
Oh, she already has, and bringing someone. She already has.
There you go.
She said, Lord Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I can hear her saying it. I cannot. That girl is something else, y'all. So listen, this is something y'all do not want to miss. And I got one more commercial to play because we would not be able to do this. Wait a minute. She said, have any of you filmed a documentary?
Good idea.
Well,
There we go.
Yeah, we're working with folks to do something like that.
You spoke it into existence.
We gotta do it. So without this, we would not, without our sponsors, y'all, we're going to thank them real quick. And we're coming right back. 1 second, y'all. Let's show our homage to them. Hold on. I be jamming every time I hear that.
Awesome. I love watching that.
I love it.
Me too. I just like looking at it.
So Tisa says, this is huge. For real, for real. As a straight woman who has never heard any of this, this is needed info. Wow. Just wow. Yes, I am screaming. Why is this not in the history books?
I just said that earlier. And that's one of the reasons why I say it till I'm blue in the face until I'm dead and gone. That something like this is needed because it was needed for me when I was young, born and raised here in Atlanta in the Confederate South. Like I said, when I was in high school, and BG, like I said, we talked about this. There was no mentioning of Bayard Rustin.
None of this.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't know about any of this. You know what I'm saying? They just, showed us the traditional Black history figures and stuff that they felt was safe. But they did not really, talk about Bayard Rustin or Audre Lorde because really, to be honest with you, they did the same thing to Malcolm X too, because it's like, because he was so radical. It's like, I really didn't find out about Malcolm X till I got into high school. Elementary school, they really didn't mention him, but I didn't find out about Malcolm X till I got into high school. So, so they did that too. So yeah, the school systems in the Confederate South was a trip. So that's why it's very important for grassroots organizations such as the Southern Unity Movement and even those who were part of the golden age of Atlanta's Black LGBTQ movement, such as, my brother Maurice here. So glad to have you a part of this discussion because, and glad, Darlene, that you all mentioned this because it's like, it was very important for what they did back during the time of the 80s, you know, going into the 90s, before the existence of Atlanta Black Gay Pride and all of that stuff, you know, all we had was our strength and our courage to make sure that there was a Black LGBTQ presence within the march and stuff. So yeah, that's why, you know, hey, if it wasn't for them, I still to this day would not have known about Rustin and Audre Lorde.
Wow.
So it's because of their efforts that
the one thing I want to add right onto that too, Miko and BG, to respond to the young lady who asked that question. You know, we have had several attempts of putting together a resource and research center for our LGBT community. So we've had it out there. Unfortunately, lack of funding, we wouldn't be able to keep them. We've had several things. We've had communities where we try to do a Black gay and lesbian center. We try to do a research library. We had stuff together. So it's stuff that's out there, but with resources, it fell apart. But we are working on that. So for everybody who's watching and listening, you know, we need money. We need somebody to get these funds together so we can get a place to put. No, they're not deceased. So a lot of these folks are still here. And many of us, who are, even people on this call right now that are doing this work, like even we're legendary in our own right. There are things we've been doing for the past 20 years.
Absolutely.
And so the stuff that we've been doing is archived, and it's like if you don't know us, you wouldn't even know that it's there. So we really are working on having a central place, a location where we can get all this stuff. Like we've all taken part in Black Gay Prides. We've taken part in Stonewall celebrations, Bayard Rustin rallies that we've done. We've had Second Sunday, Brothers Back. I mean, all these organizations we've had. And so all this stuff is being lost, you know, and it is important that we try to build some kind of center where you can come and get all this stuff. So I want to just tell her that, yes, we would definitely want to get that. Definitely.
Corey says,
Corey in the house.
Yes.
Who's another legend. Who's another legend. A legend. Legend in his own right. Yes.
We go way back.
Okay.
Claudette says Reverend Abernathy and a few others pressured King to fire Bayard because he was an out gay man. Coretta talked Dr. King into bring him back. The march was following apart.
Let me
add this in there. Let me add this in there with that part of the history is that Roy Wilkins, that crew, they didn't want this gay man because, you know, he had gotten into some trouble out in California, right? Got to go read the book. And he had gotten into some trouble, you know, in the backseat, you know, carrying on, blah, 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 got arrested, blah, blah, blah. And so they did not want Bayard Rustin to be a part of this march that they knew they had to do. But A. Philip Randolph said, if I'm going to be in charge of it, then whoever I delegate this to, you all are just going to have to be okay with it. So there have been people in our history. Now, I'm not saying that A. Philip Randolph was a saint, because he certainly had his things going on as well. But he was clear that Bayard Rustin was the man who was needed to organize that March on Washington. It was clear. And you know what I like about it? Bayard Rustin had the first Palm Pilot right here in his hand, a little notebook. And he kept up with how many lunches, porta potties, everything that was needed. And that march was one of the greatest marches in our history. So yeah, you know, that involvement, that historical piece right there. I mean, you know, God got a way of doing business, and He'll bring it all back around. And trust me, I've witnessed it myself a couple of times. You know, I just cannot highlight how important it was, that bridge that James Orange built, and he built it in a big, bold way. He was like, "This is a part of our history, and you can't leave it out." So, you know, I say the brother James Orange. Are they
deceased, Rustin and Lorde?
Yeah. Audre Lorde and Bayard Rustin, they're deceased. As a matter of fact, they made their transition was like the late 80s, early 90s.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
we got a couple of videos on our website that you can go and look at. And like I say, there are things on YouTube as well that you can do to educate yourself more and more about, you know, there were other gay people also, you know, in the movement, you know, so people should be, you know, start reading up on it. You know, we got one of our main one, which was, what's her name? Marsha P. was right there at Stonewall.
That's right.
So, you know, we got all kinds of wonderful. And you know, when they go to tell gay history, a lot of times they act like they can't find Black gay history, but it's there.
That part.
So we shouldn't, you know, so we have to be, we
If you-
have to
yeah,
be the
if you
ones
scroll
to
down the videos down
elevate
there,
those stories up.
you scroll down, BG, you'll see the videos of Rustin Lorde and Bayard.
Okay.
It's up. You passed it. I think you did.
Oh.
Right there, you see, yeah, right there.
You can look at both those. She can look at both those videos.
Yeah, just look at both at any time.
Yeah, and
Okay. Any one of those on their site, and I'll go ahead and put the link, Southern Unity, in the chat as well.
Exactly.
Okay, that is cool.
And you can also, one of the things, a shout out to you again, Maurice. I love the fact that you also put the past program booklets, in digital form, so that people can see, like I said, the history going back to one of the earlier days of the breakfast. So, yeah, that was a great idea. I want to give you kudos on that.
Oh, BG, I want to add one other comment before we move forward again.
Okay.
Again, thank you so much for this platform. I'm so moved by where we started and where we're at now. This is fantastic. So thank you for this. But what I also want to say is, for those who are looking, watching, listening, or will look at this later, the work that we've done, this is some tough work. It wasn't easy. And we've ruffled a lot of feathers.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the process, some folks have gotten hurt. I, for one, want to say I'm sorry. If I hurt you, I'm sorry. But I know folks have gotten hurt even in this work that we've done, because it's an emotional piece of work. All of us had an invested interest in it. But at the same token, we're all striving to be better people, better workers in this community. But it is about loving community and protecting each other. So I always want to tell people is that, yeah, the work, sometimes it gets difficult, but it's all love. And so we always strive to put our best foot forward and do the best. And so if your feelings are getting hurt or has gotten hurt, we apologize. We welcome you to come back and work with us and just tell us what we can do differently, so we can all together bring this community together and we can move it to where it needs to be, so we can keep going further. Just thought I need to put that out.
Maurice, I just love you.
I love you, baby.
You said that. And that's really the truth. And thank you.
Yeah.
And you know what? That also plays.
Thank you.
It also plays in line with something I was sharing with one of my high school classmates about. We're living in the age of Aquarius, and in the age of Aquarius, we're living in this realm of accountability, responsibility. Veils are being lifted. Yes. People's consciousness are growing higher now and getting deeper now. And this is also a time of forgiveness and reconciliation and partnerships. Yes. And so the restoring of the birthright. The restoring of the birthright. And so that message was right on time, Maurice. That message was right on time, because now more than ever is the time for us to come back to the table, and to really, strengthen our numbers now, especially when you look at what's going on in the governments today. Exactly. Not just locally, but statewide and especially nationally. We need each other now more than ever. And the only way we're going to be able to overcome the things that's getting ready to start happening, and everything like that, because of course they're projecting another big recession or inflation or whatever, because we're already seeing it happen right now. We're going to need each other now more than ever. And I think that one of the great ways for us to even launch that type of initiative is with the breakfast that's coming up on Monday. So yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a great turnout.
Right on time.
This has been.
Somebody was concerned about, could we, do you really think it's going to be, 200, 300 people there? I said, I just hope that's all that can be there, because I know that we have been able to bring in as over 500 people.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Look at that video.
And I want y'all to know, Jesus really did break that bread and divide them fish up, because we could have ran out, but everybody got something. You remember when we were off of West Peachtree? I just was like, can we crack a few more eggs? We still got people coming through. And so, but we made it. We made it happen. And we have grown tremendously. But we, the Loudermilk has the capacity to accommodate us. And so I want to encourage people to come out. And I definitely want to make sure that we thank our sponsors. I really want to give a big shout out to, and I know you got them playing, you're going to have them at the bottom, but I have to give a big shout out because, I was almost at a point of thinking that we had to cancel because I just wasn't getting any money. And it takes good money. I'm talking about, I ain't talking about no $100 either. I'm talking about to feed people at the Loudermilk cost over $10,000. Right at now, our bill is $15,000. A little bit, give or take. So I'm just saying it takes something to do something. And we need for people to step up. But, a big shout out to my friend Earl Folk for being the first one to come to me and say, Darlene, we're going to support this vision. I've seen it in action. I know it works. It brings communities together. It's intergenerational. It's interracial. It's everything community is about. And for that brief moment in time, we get to enjoy the beloved community.
That part.
Everybody comes together.
That's right.
Our seniors, our young people, we got a young people's corner. I appreciate Dr. Fred Smith for how he came to me. I'm thinking one thing, and he said, no, I'm writing this out of my personal pocket, Darlene, because I want to support what you're doing because I know the impact that it had. I think he might have met his husband around there somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, it's a good place to meet people. So I really appreciate them. And one of our long-standing, been with us since the beginning, good white brother, Jeff Graham.
Jeff Graham
has been with us. We were down at A Survival Project. Jeff Graham was there, talking loud, giving us the announcement, motivating us to vote, everything. So, he's been with this breakfast a long time. So, and of course, in the last few years, we've had some support from Gilead Sciences. And you know what? We got some new people on board. Maurice's husband was kind enough to answer the call around sponsorship. And so for the first time, we have this type of business, a funeral home, chiming in and supporting the breakfast. So, it takes all of it. I cannot, leave out AARP.
Yes.
I can't leave out Emory. Now I need for Emory to do a better job, but I'm so glad that they on board. I said that, didn't I? Y'all know how I am.
He said that.
That money. Let's get this money right, because that you got to do good business. We can't go around creating debt, so we got to be able to pay. So I'm so proud of this planning group that have come together. I think the program is dynamic. Maurice then stuck his foot in this program souvenir book. You thought
like he always do.
This one here is hot. We got some great stories in there. Darian taking the time out to write some tremendous stories, and it talks about what we did during COVID when we wasn't meeting and having the breakfast. The work of the Southern Unity Movement continued. We planted seeds in small businesses. Well, they're not even official business, but small grassroots efforts, and we made sure seniors got hot meals. We made sure that little young Black girls had a program that they could go to when all the other programs were like being canceled, because everybody was just in that whole COVID. We didn't know what to do with it. We didn't know how to manage it. But so we planted seeds in different areas. And so you'll be able to get your souvenir book. Maurice, let y'all know we taking it up to the next level. Maurice is going to fix it. Well, all you got to do is just use your little Q code. Ain't that what you call it?
QR
code.
Excuse me, the QR code. And y'all know what that little box is. And you'll be able to stamp that. And you'll be able to have your program right there on your device.
That's right.
Now, for our population that's not that savvy, we're going to print a few of these books up. I'm not wasting no money. Okay? So we'll have them available as well. But expect to be impressed. But this is our homecoming. This is our time. This is an event that's organized by Black gay people. This ain't that other thing. This is this. We recognize the importance of bringing social justice leaders, agencies, people together and engaging in dialogue. I used to say that the Rustin Lorde Breakfast was the catalyst of the year. It kind of jumpstarts and moves organizations forward with their agendas. Who knew in 2020, when we focused on mental health, how critical mental health would be within 6 months later when COVID, they had to shut down the city. Who knew how important mental health would be? But again, we had our finger right on the pulse of being relevant and remaining relevant in this day and time. So I'm excited about this breakfast. I just thank God 100 times, 1,000 times that he blessed us to be able to get the resources. Baby, but I'm going to tell you, it ain't been easy. It has not been easy. I didn't almost cancel twice because, nobody's just, running up and saying, hey, I got a check for you. But I believe that's finna change, Miko.
It sure is.
Are coming with those checks and they're going to say, darling, we want to plant a seed. We trust you. We trust the Southern Unity Movement to continue its work and continue to plant seeds to make sure our community is taken care of. And our community are those people, those young people, those seniors, those people in their 20s and 30s and 40s. We have a bigger work to do. And I promised God, I said, you get me out of that hospital bed. I believe I got one more good hoorah in me. And we're going to get done. Watch what I tell you. I told him that Sunday in church.
That's right.
Amen. Won't he do it? Already done.
It's that part. Say that again, girl. Say that again, BG.
It's already done.
That part.
That part.
It's already done.
It's
you already
already
spoken
done.
into existence because I told you what I'm going to do when I get there.
That's right. Everything is the power of the tongue. Everything is in the power of the tongue. And it will come to pass.
It sure will.
This has been an awesome podcast premiere with you all. I am looking forward to seeing y'all in the flesh in a few days because it will be in a few days. But thank y'all.
Notice that the breakfast is paid for. So as of today,
won't he do it?
All right. That's it. That's how you see it. That's how you see it.
I tell you, honey, I went to bed last night. I said, Lord, you're going to have to come on. And when I woke up, I got the text from the young man. He said, and it's paid for. And I just said, so I tell you, God is good. God is good. And breakfast is paid for. Now we got some more things to pay for, but I believe
and it's gonna get paid for.
And it's gonna get paid for. So I thank you guys. You guys are tremendous. You guys, Maurice, you've given us our face, every image about us you have created, and I appreciate you. Miko, you have been there recording us. And now we got OBG at the table. Ain't she doing some things? He got us moving, music, video, popping in, popping out, sign up here. I'm telling you, she got us going on. So I really am excited. And that planning committee, that Jillian, she is something else.
Jillian and Hillary, and look, I've got to know both of them.
And Claude.
For sure.
Hold up. Elder Claude.
Elder Claude.
Elder Claude.
Elder Claude.
I can't wait to meet them in person.
Yes.
And again, wait till you see these books, these stories that Darian has written. He really did a true labor of love. To demonstrate his commitment. Finding people, interviewing them, editing, that takes a lot of work. Yes, Maurice and I were up last night into the wee night trying to get this book together. Up first thing this morning, working on this book. Did they send the letter yet? No, hell no, they did not send it. Moving right along. I'm just saying, I can't. You know this is coming up. Ain't no need to just keep dragging. Well, we need no.
That's right.
You could have sent that letter last year. It ain't no big deal. So, I ain't gonna bust nobody out, but it's a few things we have to have the story behind the story.
That's right.
But that's
Miss Hudson. If we was on the Grammys, I'd be playing the music then because there
you go.
Go to commercial.
There you go. Now he want to pull out the music on me.
You know, cut up. I love it.
You know how Darlene is. You know Darlene can go.
I know she don't shut up.
Well, this is definitely
I don't never have much.
But y'all, don't y'all go anywhere. We're getting ready to close out the show. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. Make sure y'all share this live after we leave, we end. And it's been a pleasure. Y'all want to say anything before we get out? No. All right. All eyes are clear. All minds and hearts are clear. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. We're going to see y'all on Monday. Blessings on blessings. And remember, through me, they see you. It's go time.
Go time.
Good night, y'all.